Life is beautiful, but it can just as easily be so brutal that it brings us to our knees and makes us ask, why me? My turn came in 2011. I felt like I was standing on the edge of an abyss of utter hopelessness. Over the last few months, my car had been repossessed, my business had folded, and the final blow had just been dealt, an eviction notice. I had nothing and nowhere to turn. Now, logically, I knew my decisions had caused my downfall. You see, I'd just kicked a nasty drug habit, and this was quite simply the aftermath. But knowing it doesn't make dealing with it any easier. I needed a lifeline, and so I called Dad, and I wailed, "Why me? Why is life so unfair?" I said to him. His words changed my life. He said to me, "Sian, stop asking why you, and start asking what next." Those were also the last words he ever spoke to me. He died unexpectedly a few days later, and my lifeline was gone. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, I entered this vortex where questions led to insights, led to more questions, until finally I had my most profound realization. It occurred to me that I had spent nearly 20 years in a career that made me dreadfully unhappy. And it was this dissatisfaction with my career that led to my drug abuse, which in turn led to the poor decisions that cost me everything. This was also the day that I started to gain an insight into who I am. You see, I am ever growing, I am ever changing, and I am ever able to reinvent myself. I believe that I am is the journey, it's not the destination. And so I'll share with you the simple framework that I came up with for living a life of purpose. I am stands for inspiration, activation, mastery. I is for inspiration. The first level of creation is thought. And so inspiration is about taking that thought and making it into something more. Can you remember the last time you were inspired? But I want you to think for a moment about what actually happened in your mind at that moment of inspiration. I'm guessing that you suddenly saw a possibility you hadn't conceived of before. Inspiration. When Martina first approached me some years back, she was dreadfully unhappy in her career. And as we worked through this process, it emerged that she loved her job. She just didn't believe that she was worthy of the promotion that she wanted. Ultimately, she got her promotion. And it's all because she allowed her mindset to be inspired. A is for activation. The second level of creation is speech. And so activation is about speaking your vision and allowing your words to start sparking these new ideas as you map your journey. And when I met Barry, he knew exactly what inspired him. But he sounded just like I did back in 2011. He railed at the fates. "Why don't they see my value? And why can't I find a new job?" he shouted. Barry didn't get his promotion. He didn't get the new job either. And it's all because he refused to change his narrative. And M is for mastery. The third level of creation is action. And so mastery is quite simply doing the daily action. When I worked with Tamar, fear held her back from this daily action. She reminded me so much of myself. You see, talking and visioning comes easy, but it's the action that gets me stuck. Ultimately, Tamar achieved beyond what she dreamt of. And it's all because she mastered that daily action. The future of leadership demands that we coach people through clarity and into courage. And so I am is the journey of a courageous mindset. We are all destined to live lives of purpose and to find the courage to pursue that purpose. Now, I didn't end up where I was planning to back in 2011. I've actually gone beyond what I dreamt back then. And it's all because I had the courage to ask and to continue asking the big questions. The quality of our lives comes down to the quality of the questions we're asking. And so I'm going to ask you, when life next brings you to your knees, and it will, are you going to ask, why me? Or are you going to have the courage to ask, what next?